of exception handling in Python. So how do you work with the concept of exception in the Python is the today topic. So first basically you have to understand what is the error, then we can able to think about the exception. What's the error? In nothing but any mistake that we are doing while writing a program. Any mistake. When you write a program, you do any mistake while writing the programming, that is called an error. Simply say mistakes in writing code. This is called the error. So what are the possible type of errors? You can say the types of errors here. One we can say compile time error, we are called, and sometimes we can call as another thing runtime error, the logical error. Basically, we have three types of errors generally: compile time, and the runtime, and the logical time. Let's try to understand what are the different types here. Okay. The first one is the concept is called the compile time. So the concept of compile time is nothing but whenever you write any program. So when you write any program, how do you write the program? We'll open a window, okay, either Jupyter Notebook or any IDE, either Python IDE, we can write the code. So when you're writing the code, sometimes there is a possibility that making mistakes like forgetting the semicolons or forgetting the colons. Sometimes we can forget the colons, and sometimes we can there is a possibility of what we can call as forget the braces or parentheses. Those type of mistakes we can call as compiler. For example, I will show you here. I say here a equal to 10. If I try to say if a greater than 10, if a greater than 10, what I meaning is I would like to print a value of a. So when you see this code, generally everybody feels that there is no problem in the code, because we are asking the condition is a equal to 10. Otherwise, it is something like this one, a greater than 1. Okay. Initially, I am giving the value is a equal to 10. I am checking the condition is a greater than 1. Yes, it is greater than 1. So ultimately, we need to get the output as 10. Generally, normal concept. But what is the problem here is, we can't able to get the output. Why? Because there is some mistake in writing the code. So what is the mistake? That is nothing but error in compilation. So what error here? I forgot to mention here the colon symbol. We already aware that the Python, we have to follow the concept of indentations. So indentation can be done with the help of the colon symbol. So if you forgot the colon symbol any after any statement like if for while or do while or for whatever the statement, then automatically it will become as an error. So these type of errors we can call them as the compile time error. So here the error is missing colon. Missing colon is the error. So these type we can call them as a compile time error. Sometimes we can call as, for example, if I say here some more one example, I will say print welcome to Python. I will say just give some message here, welcome to Python. So if you type like this one, I forgot to mention here, going with the double quotes. Actually, I have starting with the double quotes, but I am trying to end with a single quote, which is not acceptable. It will become as a compile time error, because when you start with the double quotes, you have to close with the double quotes. Otherwise, if you start with a single quotes, you have to close with a single quotes. That is a simple thing logic you have to follow. So if I do like this one, what the mistake here is here here the error is placing single quote rather double quotes. The simple mistakes. So these type of mistakes we can call them as the compile time errors. Then come to the point, what are logic runtime errors? The runtime, the meaning of the runtime is nothing but I have written the code and the code is perfect. There are no errors in the code. The next what I have to do, I have to get the output. In some programs, there is a possibility that we need to give some input to get the output. Take an example. If I want to add two numbers, first I have to give the first number and the second number, and both the numbers has to be added and I have to get the sum. So if you give the first number value and the second number value, both the values can be taken and the added will be done and you can get the output. So while giving the input, to make any mistakes, those we can call them as a runtime errors. Any errors that causes because of the input, because of any input, we can call them as a runtime errors. I'll give one example. Let's say a equal to hello, and b equal to 30. We say here print a plus b, is impossible now, because the concept here is a is a text value, string value, where b is a integer value. Both can be done with the help of string and the integer. So here we are trying to add a string value with an integer value. So these type of mistakes, we can call them as a runtime errors. So basically we can say the runtime errors, how they will come. The runtime errors occurs, when they will occur, because of invalid input. Most of the cases we can get the runtime errors because of invalid input. The third one, the logical errors. The logical means when you write some conditions, the condition is not true. That case we can call it as logical. For example, I write some statement c equal to like 2a plus 2a plus 3b minus 2c, or something, something you say d here, d equal to 2a plus 3b minus 2c. So generally this is a simple logic, correct one, no problem. I say 2a plus 3b minus 2c is no problem, we can calculate. But some cases, if I do like this, for example, n equal to a plus b by 2. So when you see this one, what we can understand clearly, my intention is I would like to add a value and b value and to find the average. This is my concept. But when you come to the point of execution, what will happen? It will calculate the value of b by 2 and it will be added to the a. See, my expectation is, what I expected is like this, a plus b by 2. This is my expectation. But if I write like this, the statement, the output will be different. Let's take an example. If I say here a equal to 2 and b equal to 3, what will happen? A plus 3 by 2. So this will output become as 3, because 2 plus 1, that is become 2, 3. When take this example, 2 plus 3 by 2, this will become as the output as 2.5 or something. So there is a huge difference between both of them. The value is not correct. See this one. If you use a plus b by 2, we are getting 3 approximately. Where in case of 2 plus 3 by 4 by 2, we can get the value of 2.5. So this output is different and this output is different. So why this problem occurs? Because of the logic we are defining there. Actually, we have to define like this a plus b whole by 2, where by mistake I am trying to define as a plus b by 2. So these kind of errors we can call them as a logical errors. I will come again. What is the error? Any mistake, whatever you do the mistake in writing the code, we will call them as a error. So what is the problem here? Which causes interruption in program execution? Which causes interruption in program execution? In program execution. So because this one the program can be disturbed. Those type we can call as a errors. The basic errors are compile time, runtime, and logical. What's the compile time? Any error that occurs because of the syntax errors, like forgetting the single quotes, the double quotes, forgetting the parentheses, forgetting the indentations. These type of errors we can call them as a syntax error. For example, if I give here a equals to 10, this is the one error. So these kind of mistakes we can call them as a compile time errors. What is the runtime error here? Runtime errors are nothing but the errors causes because of improper inputs. Because of improper inputs. If for example I would like to give the value of, I would like to add two numbers. Unfortunately, I give the value one for string and second for the numeric. It cannot be possible to add both the things. So this kind of errors we can call them as runtime errors. So these will cause only after the compilation. So once the compilation is completed, only you get this kind of errors. Otherwise, you don't get any errors. The third one, the logical errors. What the logical? The logic is nothing but how we have to execute the code is the logic. So take an example here. I have written n equal to a plus b by 2. So in this case, when you apply this condition, what will happen? As per the BODMAS principle, first it calculates the value of b by 2, then it will be added to the a. When you take this method, what will happen? It will add a plus b first, then divide it with 2. So when you use these two methods, the output will be different absolutely. So this type of errors we can call them as a logical errors. And now to the point, what is the concept is called exception. Exception is nothing but one type of errors. Exception nothing but one type of errors which can disturb the programming logic. So when you get some errors, we need to handle those errors, because if you are getting compile time errors, if you don't solve, we can be able to get output. If you get runtime errors, if you don't solve, we don't get output. If you get the logical errors, if you don't solve it, we don't get output. So if the program want to be executed successfully and we get the positive results or output, we need to control these kind of errors. Either it can be the logical errors or the compile time errors or the runtime errors. To solve this kind of situations, we can use the concept called exception handling. So what is the exception? We can call as unwanted situation. Unwanted situation occurs while executing a program. This is called exception. So when you get this kind of exceptions, what you have to do? You have to look for the alternatives. For example, I would like to travel from my home to Kukatpalli Housing Board Colony. So when I see this one, if I found that there is a traffic at Miapur Chaurasta, what I have to do? I blindly don't put the same way. What I will do? I will look for the different way where we can able to get solved output. We can able to get the exactly So these kind of is nothing but the concept called handling situations. When you are executing any program and during the execution of the program, if you are facing any obstacles, you need to solve them. Those type of problems we can be solved with the help of the concept called exception handling. Exception handling. So what is the exception handling here? Is a mechanism. A mechanism. A mechanism that support to handle the exception. To handle the exception. So what exception handling contains? It contains two blocks. Contains two blocks. We people already aware the concept. What is the block? Simply say what is the block? A block is group of states. Group of states. So it contains two blocks. The block one is what is the block one is nothing but try block. Try. And the block two is except. There are two types of blocks here. Block one try, block two except. So now how to write the code for exception handling? So what exactly the try block contains here? What I understand. What the try block contains? It contains the code for which we need to check. For example, I write some code to add the two numbers. Whether the addition is perfectly done or not. If you want to check, you have to write in the right line. So any code, if you would like to check and the functionality is to be good or bad, you have to write in the right line. Then what is the except block here? What is the except block it contains? So except block contains the code for handling the situation, handling the exception. I will give one example. So I have taken a value of a equal to 10 and value of b equal to 5. If I say here print a by b, what will happen? I can get the output as because 10 divided by 5 equal to 6. Absolutely right. There is no issue. If I take the a value equal to 10 and b value equal to 0 and try to print here a by b, which causes for an error. It leads to error. It leads to why? Because we cannot divide a number with 0. It cannot possible. So we cannot divide a number with 0. That's why it will become as an error. What's the error? The error name is zero division error. The error name is zero division. Why? Because we are trying to divide a number with a 0 which cannot be possible. Take one more example. I will take a list of names or list of marks. So here the marks, this is the list which we can already when of the classes. The list will be replaced with a square bracket. Okay. This is 10, 11, 12 and 9. So let us suppose these are the marks equal with the different students. right? It's a list of integer values, the marks. If I want to display, the second value, what I have to say? I have to specify the index number here. We already have that the index number is, first index number is 0, the second number index is 1, the third index number is 2, and the fourth index number is 3, right? Because the index number starts from 0 to n minus 1. All the index numbers starts from 0 to n minus 1 in the list. So if you want to display 11 here, you want to display 11, what have to take? 1. The output should be the, here, what is the output here? Output is 11, is the answer. So here it displays the value at the position 1, that is 11. If you want to display 9, I have to take 3 because 0, 1, 2 and 3 at the index number. Now I am trying to do again the print statement here, print marks of 4. So as we discussed earlier, here the index number starts from 0, this is a 0 index number 1, index number 2, index number 3. The last index number is 3 only. But I am trying to ask a value which is positioned at index number 4. Is it possible? No. Because we have only 4 elements and the index number starts from 0, the last index number here itself is 3, then how can I display the index number 4 element? So this it cannot be possible. What it do? It leads to error. What is error? Because we cannot display value which is out of the index number. So what is out of the index number here? Actually, how many here we have? We have 4 elements and the last index number is 3 only. But I am looking for the index number 4 value. So which is index. So this cannot be possible. So these kind of errors we can call them as exceptions. So what is section here? The error name is list array out of index. So what will happen? Actually we have only the index number 0 to 3 only, but I am asking to display the value which is at the location 4, which cannot possible because it is completely my out of index. So this will become an exception. So like this we can able to create so many number of exceptions. So this is the concept of try and catch class. I discussed it earlier. Exception handling is a mechanism where we can able to handle the exceptions which are the errors or for the different categories of compile times, runtime or the bug time. It contains 2 blocks, try block and the catch block. It's sorry, except block. Try block contains the code which has to be checked and verified, and except block contains the code how we can able to get the solution for the failure of the try block. And next one, here the example is if I say a equal to 10, b equal to 5, perfectly the output will come as 2. In the case if you take the a equal to 10, b equal to 0, which cannot be possible because the number cannot divide the 0. This is the error called 0 division error. And next one, second example, I am taking one list which contains the 4 elements. The list index number starts from 0, the last index number is 3. But I'm trying to display the value which is the index number 4, which cannot be possible because the last index number is 3 itself. So this is called the array index out of range. Array index out of range. Okay. So now how to handle these errors? So generally, as a programmer, you can understand what is the error because you are writing the code. You can able to understand. The general public, who are the user, cannot understand because the logic that is developed by you, the programmer, you can able to understand very quickly. You can solve the errors also. So the general public cannot understand. So for this purpose, use the concept of exception handling. It will help the user to understand the problem and act accordingly. Take an example that if I am filling up a form, application form, if I give the phone number as a 6-digit number, automatically shows some error message that at a tip like please try to enter the phone number with 10 digits. So how we know? Because the program writing some code that is checking that whether the digits are matching with the 10 numbers or not. The digits are not matching the 10 numbers. We should write a exception there. The problem occurred, so provide a solution. Please try to enter the values as not 10 digits only. So these kind of things that will help the user to understand the application and they can able to react very easily. Clear? So I will give one example here about the concept of exception handling. So if you want to use the concept of exception handling, we have to use the try and catch clause. Right? So sorry for the difference. So here I will write some programming logic. I'm asking to display here the try block here. So in the try block I mentioned the value a equal to 10 and b equal to 2. Asking here print a by b. Print a by b. Here I am using exception here. Exception print 0 division error. Error occurred. Please enter denominator value more than 0. More than 0. So this simple flow. So if you use this logic, what will happen? First it will take the value 10 and b value 2. Yes, is possible. Yes, possible. Will get the output. If I change this value as 0, then it cannot be possible. So ultimately, the execution goes to exception block because the try block failed. When the try block failed, automatically it goes to the exception block, and I can get a message that 0 division error. We cannot division denominator shift the more than 0. Then the user can understand what is the problem, where I am making the mistake. They can able to correct and give the proper values again. So this is the concept here. So I will take one more example. This example, I will say here a equal to int input enter value for a. say the same concept here. I'm asking to enter the value for B, for the value for B. So in this case, first time if we get A value as 10 and B value as 2, there is no issue. The second time if we get A value as 10, B value is 0, then it will become issue. So these kind of errors we can able to solve the concept of exception handling. I will show in practically now, you can understand more. So take the online compilers, any compilers here, online Python compiler, and I am opening the compiler here and copying the code, right? Try to execute this code. It is asking for input. Oh, sorry, I forgot to see this kind of errors we can call the compile time errors because I forgot to close the course here, right? So here the exception, the spelling is except, right? So it is asking for the value here. I will give the 10, the value A, the value B is 2, the output is absolutely correct 5, very good, there is no issue. And re-execute the program again. This time I will give the value differently. I will give 12 and 0. Now I get the message 0 digit error occurred. Please enter the denominator value more than 0. So what the logic of this one is that the input is proper. The input is proper. There is no issue. You can get the output perfectly. So we can understand the try block will only execute perfectly when the code is correct. If there is a problem in working with this one, we can automatically shift to the exception block. So this is a simple example for the concept of exception handling mechanism. And I will share some programs related to the exception handling mechanism also. You can able to go to this one. So this video is already recording, and this video content I will post in my YouTube channel is there. You can able to go and check the channel there. You can able to get the information.